What's cracking, Facebook family and friends, and all my Google Plus watchers? Thanks for tuning in to Father Lock's Status Stalker. Tonight, I stalk some statuses from people that should mean the world because they are the greatest of the world, and it's women. Tonight's segment is dedicated to mothers and mothers of all kind, mothers of all creeds, mothers of all sizes, races, young and old. This is dedicated to everybody's mothers, your mother, my mother, people that are now mothers, just became mothers, or about to become mothers. It's just a segment about the greatest women ever. Women are a great asset to the world. They are the bringers of life for us all. They bear these great people, these children, these babies they grow very close to, they raise and they nurture and instill these great things into and do everything they can in their ability as a female to make sure that this baby grows up to be everything that they think it should and hope that it should and will grow up to be. And I would like to start off with a mother that I met, and I've been knowing her for quite a while. She's a young mother, and she happens to be the girlfriend of a very important person in my life. It's a very important person. He is one of the members of my music group. He is the firstborn of my music group, Mr. Gutter Cash, and she is the mother of his newborn son. And being a young parent in this day and age and being new to motherhood and fatherhood and having the pleasures of being around, I can say Facebook family and friends, they are doing a great job with this baby. But I would like to take the time on this show and in this segment of Status Stalkers to talk to the mothers. We all have our idea of what's going on when we're around these people and these different folks in our lives that have children and have given birth and so on and so forth. But to hear it from them firsthand, the experience for them and what it's like, when the baby cries, how do you feel? And when you're really, really tired and the baby just won't go to sleep, what how does it make you feel as a parent? Are you frustrated in the sense of, am I doing a great job? Am I not doing what I need to do? Is I missing something? Or do it make you feel like you're not taking care of the baby in the right way? I mean, I want to know those things because every mother is different. But the one thing I can say about mothers that really are in their children's lives and love their children, they are great and they're wonderful. And I just wanted to take the time out today, right now, you and I, Facebook, family and friends, Google Plus, all the group members that are watching, the site members that may be watching, to give light to mothers. And before I start to talk to some of the mothers, I would like to right now take the time out to say rest in peace to anyone that passed on last year in 2015 and may have passed on in the beginning of this year, um, a mother of 2016. I wouldn't know what to do. And I'm being honest. I have never been a stunner. I have never been a person who hid their emotions. I would know what to do if I lost my mother. I lost my father, and it nearly crushed me. But to lose somebody that you lived inside and they brought you here and they treat you like you are the only thing in the world that could ever matter to them. How do you see that go away? And I'm not saying that there are not fathers out there that feel that way about that children. I am one of them. You can ask anybody that truly know me. I am more motherly about my kids than I am fatherly about my kids. I'm the one who's They sick, I'm ready to run. They ready to fight, I'm ready to fight. Something going on, I'm ready to go off, and I'm ready to snap out. That's, I think mothers are more like that. Fathers, they ready to deal with it, but they don't be ready to go off like mothers do. The the majority, I'll say. Like I said, I know there are fathers that feel as strongly about their kids as mothers do. But the father segment is tomorrow. Right now, we are discussing moms. And like I said, I wanted to take a time out to have a moment of silence for anyone who lost their mother last year or may have lost their mom in the beginning of this year or whenever you've lost your mom. May they continue to rest in peace, reign with God, and know that no matter how long it's been, whether it's just now or many years ago, they see you and they will always watch you. Always. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, y'all. Now we can go on into the show. The first mother I would like to talk to, like I said, and get her insight on what it's like being a mom, and especially in this day and age and bringing a baby in this day and age, is the mother of my dearest little beanbag, as I call him, Christian Jr. I want to get Miss Tennishin Wilson on the line and let her give her insight on what it is to be a mother in this day and age, a young mother and a new mother, I should add, and I will add and should say.
You have reached the voicemail box of 3093.
That's the one thing you will learn as being a new parent. You are always busy and you are always tired. And maybe she has tuckered out for the night, you all, but you know what? To you, Miss Tennyson, thanks for being a great mom. I have had the pleasure to watch you with your baby. You do a wonderful job, and especially being a young mother and seeing the love you have for this little baby and how important this baby is to you just lets me know that he has absolutely, positively nothing to worry about. He will always have one of the best moms that a child could ever been born from. And from our family to you and your family, job well done and thank you on a healthy delivery, a very beautiful baby, and being a very wonderful young mother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next mother I would like to give light to is another young mother that I know, and I've been knowing her for years. And I'll take the time out to get her on the line and see what we can hear on her aspect of being a mother in this day and age. Her name is Miss Darian Williams, and she's the sister of one of my best friend, Mr. Christian Williams. And I love her daughter so much. And I hope she's up and we can get her on. Hi, baby. Hi, and welcome to my show. Miss Darian Williams, everybody. One of the greatest mothers I have ever met in this day and age as a young mother. How are you, babe? How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Say hello to all the Facebook family and friends that are watching.
Hello, beautiful Facebook friends and family. How are you?
I called you, just like I said, I'm on my Status Stalker show. Where I've stalked statuses, and I did it yesterday and I did it this morning. But I decided to take the time out to make this segment of the show dedicated to mothers, and that's all mothers, black mothers, white mothers, young and old, new mothers, old mothers, just your mother, my mother, just mothers. And I had to have you on my show for one reason above all reasons. I've known you for a long time, even before you had one of the most precious babies I have ever grown to love and know. To become a young mother in this day and age, and now her becoming of age, and now she's in school, everybody, and she's such a smart baby, and she's so beautiful. How does it feel being a young mother and like in those times when is there ever a fear is what I'm trying to get to. Is I am I doing a great job as a mom? Am I doing what I should be doing? Am I too aggressive? Am I too loving? Am I not loving enough? I mean, give us a light as was. I mean, because being on the outside looking in, we all have our own insight on how it is as parents, what mothers feel like. But hearing it from an actual young mother in this day and age, in the life of the times that we live in, shed some light for us, Miss Williams, on what it is to be a mother right now in this day and age.
Well, typically, you are supposed to be with the father of your child and married and things of those nature. In this day and age, that's just not realistic. At this
I agree.
day and age, you have to be, as a woman, above anything, a strong, thick-skinned kind of creature. So to be a mother, and to be a young mother, and to be a black woman as a mother, has its challenges.
I
I have
agree.
one daughter, and it's just worth every challenge and obstacle that I have to face.
Mm. I like that answer. And it really sounds more like you don't have to be a mom. You more so have to be a superhero.
Oh yes, you have to put on many faces because when someone is calling you mother, they are also calling you their superhero. They're also calling you their father. They're also calling you their diary. There are so many hats that you have to wear as a mother and as a parent.
Wow. I've never I understand what you mean, but I've never heard it put in their way. And it's a and I like the fact that you use hats as a metaphor instead of using suits or a cape. And the reason why I say that is because hats, if people thought about it in the old days of occupation and still right now in day and age in some occupations to this day, people wore hats that signified their jobs. Like you had firemen's hats, you have policemen's hats, you had nurses' hats and stuff and so on. So I like the fact that you use hats because hats were normally given to people with very big jobs and that calls for a lot of responsibility. And it sounds to me, because I could never be a mom, I can only know what it is to have a mom and know what it is to be loved by a mom and making people out of moms. But I have no I can't even imagine what it is to say or be that called upon us for that much responsibility as a mom. So I for you to be a person who, because you see a lot of young mothers, they don't understand their parents end up raising the babies. A lot of the times the fathers are not there, and I know it's hard, and then it's hard. It was hard when they're both parents are there. So just imagine if it's just her or it's just him, and having to explain why daddy's not there, or having to come up with a reason why mommy's not there, and it's so much. And I'm not trying to detour or stray away from my original reason of calling you or putting you on the show and wanting to get some information from you on being a mom. It it takes away, in my opinion, away from you being able to Facebook. I mean, if you all are paying attention, but it takes away from you being able to be the parent of the child because you're too busy trying to explain. the missing job of the other parent. So you're taken away from you having to be a mom and just the mom, or a dad and just the dad, to be both parents. How do you do that when you are a mom who is a sweetheart and kind, and that what a mother is portrayed to be and known to be and should be, opposed to the dad who has the level of kindness but is the strength, the hardness, the discipline, the you better not do that or I'm going to tell your dad. You know, I'm mad at you, but I'm going to tell your dad. I mean, you have to be dad. So when you have to do the discipline part in the parenting, if you are a single parent, and I'm gathering you are, if when you have to do that, how is it for you?
I don't shy away from it because I need for her to understand that, regardless to what our relationship is, I'm your mother. I'm going to defend you, and I am also going to discipline.
That's
When she's
great.
with her father, I allow him to discipline how he sees fit because that is his environment. When
I
she's in his
love
home
that.
and I'm there with them, I don't allow me being her mother to deter from him being her father.
Exactly. Jarian, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I am so glad that you had the time to allow us to interrupt your life. You are a mother and you are a working mother, and it is now. And I do apologize to everybody that I'm calling and making a part of the show, and the guests that are guests, voice guests on the show, as well as the people watching. The show was supposed to start at 9. Unfortunately, I got a little bit behind time, so I'm running a little bit behind time, but I still wanted to have the show and talk to mothers and dedicate this to mothers and give you all a chance to shed some light to the world and the people that are watching and me as well, what it is like to be a mom in this day and age and when you were a young mom. Thank you so much, Darian. Kiss my baby for me
As you can hear her in the background.
as I hear her in the background. Thanks again, love. I love you and I'll talk soon.
Love, sweetheart, you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. Bye bye. That was one of my good friends, and like I said, the sister of one of my best friends. I met them out here living in our town where I'm at now, and she's a very wise young girl. She's very intelligent, and the one thing I love about her, she knows what she wants. She knows how she wants to go about getting it, and she gives her all to that child. I watch this, and the same for the dad. I know him as well, and he's a well-rounded young man, and he's very intelligent, and he loves her just the same. And that's all that really matters. Whether you're with the parents, both parents are together, or one is doing it, the child lives with the mom, or the child lives with the dad. The biggest problem that I have with relationships and young parents today is when one is playing the child with the other, and they're playing the two parents against each other, and they're using the baby as an aspect to get at the other parent. And that's corrupting the baby. That only hurts the baby. You all don't give a damn about each other anymore, obviously, or you wouldn't do these things to each other. I mean, you and to me, maybe I'm wrong. You could be only doing it to each other because you care. And I know it might sound funny, and I know it might not be making sense, so I'll reword it in a different way. Some people still love you when you all separate. And the one thing a person never wants to admit or ever wants to have to face, I'll say, or have to come into terms with, that you can move on without them. No one wants to feel like that you were once in love with me that hard and I with you, that if we separate, that you can just instantly toss the love or toss our relationship in the back of your garbage can of thought and of life, and just forget about it, all that we had, and just move on with someone else and give them all your love and your attention and your everything. No one wants to feel like anybody they were with can do that. However, in reality, some people can, and it is just that simple, and it is just that easy for some people. I speak from personal experience. I am one of those people. When I am done, I am done. Ain't no need to carrying it on, and no residue, and no sticky gum under my shoe. It's over with, baby. And I'm gonna need you to move on and be happy, because I am going to move on and be happy. and and I feel like that's just the ends of that, and that's how it should be. But in that same reference, moving on, and having this baby or these babies between the two, having that level of respect for one another, and having a relationship that is cordial enough, respectful enough, and shows a form of care enough, because you want these kids to still know and understand that you two still care for each other. You may not have been the best for each other anymore, but you still care for one another. Don't allow whatever separated you all, and that's just my opinion, to take away you all showing the children that you all still have care for one another. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if you all can do anything, and you feel like you, I'm sure that's what it is, to be the best outcome for the babies. Have that level of respect for each other, even if you hated each other guts. Don't let the babies see that. And please, mothers who do it, stop talking them kids against the men. You mad at him. Let them base their own accord about their dad. And the same thing with the men. Stop talking to your kids about the other parent. They don't understand that. They're never going to understand why mommy and daddy don't like each other. They're never going to get into their heads why you want to sit and talk about daddy, because they love daddy. So they don't understand why you want to discuss mean things about daddy. They love mommy. They don't want us to understand why you want to talk down about mommy. Y'all talk to each other about that, and let those babies love y'all the way that they have always loved y'all, and y'all love them. And that's all that anything I could say, in my opinion, because at any rate, whether it's my relationship or any relationship that involves children, I only care what's going on with them babies. They did not have to be here. They were brought here by your will, because I don't believe in mistake pregnancies. We all know how to keep babies from getting here, because we know how they get here. So I want to hear about, I wasn't ready for no kids. I didn't want no babies. It's too many things you can do. And I know the one thing you can do above all things, if you don't do nothing else, don't screw. There you go. Now go to baby factor. You can't make them if you don't touch nobody. Since I know everybody ain't strong enough to not touch anybody, be smart enough to put something on yourself then. Because I would rather you give out babies than give out diseases. And if you are a person that know that you don't particularly like to wear these things or use these things, be adamant about your health and knowing what's going on with you, so you can tell a person. And I hope that you would be wise enough for your own benefit, and also respectful enough for the other person to tell them if you got some ailments going on. The next mother that I wanted to give some light to is also a young mother. And I've watched her work hard. So many things have come about, and she's a young mother of two. The one thing I love about this young lady is no matter what goes on and how it goes, she always managed to keep a light at the end of the tunnel, and always put her babies before anything and anyone at all costs. And again, giving light to young moms and mothers, period. Like I said, these are my personal choices, and people I know personally, and had the joys of seeing them raise their children, their young babies, and being in their lives with their babies, and getting to love their babies as well. they are getting this light for doing a great job. I watch so many young mothers mistreat their babies, don't take care of their babies. Some people go and abort their babies. I mean, for you made it, you stick by it. Kudos to you for not treating your baby like a mistake, because the mistake was not the baby. Maybe it was the act that made the baby, but never the baby. That could have been a leader, that could have changed the world, brought some beauty and shed some light through all this hatred. Could have stopped world hunger, killed all diseases. You don't know who you're bringing here to stop them from getting here. If you don't want no babies, don't touch, period. Or just strap up. Or if have the baby and take it to an adoption agency or someone you know that may want the baby. Allow it a life, allow it a chance, just like you were given. And that's just my view on that. And I thank these young mothers for keeping their babies, owning up to their mistakes if they felt they made any, and doing their job as moms, and having a wonderful time doing it. Not one mother have I talked to or had the pleasure of being around personally have I heard say they regret their babies. They get tired of them. They don't want them. I've never heard them mistreat them. All I ever see is post after post of how great it feels, how wonderful it is, how I'm so in love. I just don't know no other greater feeling than being this. Those are, and I believe in my soul, the feelings that all kids wish and hope that their moms and their parents feel about them, despite what is. I know in my heart. If not, I know it's the majority of us in the world, because I would damn sure hope, no matter if I was 196, my mother still sees me as everything in her heart as I see her as in mine. And for you and anyone else that feel this way, kudos to your mom as well, and kudos to you for wanting that type of love and wanting it to stay that way forever. For real.
Hello.
Is this Miss Chrissy Benton?
Yes, it
Well,
is.
hello.
Hi, Cedric.
Hey, what's going on, baby? And welcome to my show.
Hi, I'm nothing in the house, just chilling.
Well, say hello to all the Facebook family and friends that may be watching.
Hello.
Thanks for doing this for me, Miss Chrissy. I talked to a couple of other moms. I've had the chance. Another mom may have fell asleep. She's the mom of a newborn, so I'm sure she's probably tired. I called you and put you on the
Oh.
show because I was giving light to mothers, like I said, all mothers, my mother, your mother, black mothers, white mothers, no matter what, just a segment about mothers. And right now was taking the time to give light to young mothers. And being a young mother and you being a mother of two and having to deal with two children you love and you take care of and you want the best for and you want them to stay safe. How does it feel as a young mother in this day and age to have two children that you have to be the be pretty much God?
Well, it actually is pretty hard sometimes because not all the time does it work out the way you want it to financially with two kids. So you want them to be brought up the best you can. So you do what you can to try to make it happen. I mean, every day I think about, like when my kids are grown, like, are they going to go off what I teach them, or are they going to go off and do other things in the world? So I just try to be positive and keep it good around the kids and try to be a good role model for them to look up to, because not all people have good parents to look up to. But
I'm
it is
glad you
scary
said
in
that.
this day and age.
I said it, and well, I didn't say it as broadly as you said it, about people, not everybody having great parents. I didn't say it as
Yeah.
that right out there, but yeah, I totally agree. And that's another thing I was saying, talking to the previous moms I had on the show, before I called you, the fact that doing what you're doing as a young mother and being there, a lot of people don't treat their kids right, and they don't care what happens, and they give them away, or they just let them run amok and go off and leave them. I mean, and just to know that you,
Let them run over them,
yep,
period.
or let them run over them. I mean, for you to have two babies and be a young mother, and you know being a single mom and
Right.
having to work and send the babies to school, making sure they have all these things, knowing how hard that is. This is why I'm doing this segment on status stalkers. Like I said, I stalk statuses, and I'm looked at you all statuses about being moms. This is what made me do it. And instead of reading your statuses, I decided to have you all as voice guests on the show to tell the people. I know we all are on Facebook, and the majority of us are all friends and mutual friends and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
sometimes you don't see everyone's posts. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me trying to go and stalk the statuses like I normally do, I decided to just call you all and have you tell everybody, and me and other people who have always wondered what it was like being a young mom. I mean, like I said to the other moms, I can't be a mom. I can only have a mom, know what it is to be loved by a mom, and go around and make people some moms. But
Right.
I would I would never know what it is to be a mom. I can be motherly. Like I say, I'm a father who's more so motherly about his children. I'm the one who rave about them, the one who's ready to run out and fight something wrong. I get scared if they sick. And I'm not,
Yeah.
it is some of us fathers that are like that, but you expect that really, and just not being stereotypical. It's just a fact, and it's just as far as I'm concerned, you find that more in mothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said,
That's
the
true.
father segment will be tomorrow. Today, I want to shed light on moms. And like I said, and to Facebook and everybody who may be watching, she has beautiful children, and they're as well as smart and intelligent as she is. And to be doing that alone, and to have fed and fine and healthy children, and they're learning and they're reaching their milestones, and nothing is being divided or taken away, or they're not missing anything. Kudos to you, and I tilt my head
Thank
off
you.
to you for doing a great job as a mom. I tilt my head off to you, and I also burn my bra. you know it cause I
I'll
mean
burn one of mine too.
I mean it I mean, it to me, it's hard. It's hard for
It is, and
people.
it's not easy. Like, I don't know. It's like, I'm only working one job now, and this is really like a part-time job. So to stretch out the money that I'm making every 2 weeks is really hard. But I just keep it in the grace of God, because I know if He see me working, He gonna make it go through. So,
Amen.
and I live by that. And I finally got my license today,
Oh,
so that's another
congratulations.
milestone
Oh,
I've
well, y'all heard
passed.
that. Well, I don't have to
Yeah,
tell
I
y'all.
can,
I
I can,
just
I
heard her.
can, I can drive now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, that's good, being the fact that you have children. I mean, that does help to
Yeah.
have a vehicle.
and it's too cold to depend on the ride or get on the bus. So, and I
Right,
bought a car, so why not drive it? You know.
right. Well, Miss Chrissy, I'm gonna let you go. I see the children are still up, and I see it's getting pretty late, so you'll be able to tuck
Just
them in.
Maxwell, the
And
better one.
that's Maxwell, of course.
Yeah, I put my daughter to sleep. She's
The
y'all
night
make her lay
owl.
down. She go. Maxwell's in there fighting his dad, beating upside the head. I'm just crazy.
Well, I see you got your hands tied. Well, thanks for allowing us
Yeah.
to interrupt your life, like I said, and thanks for doing this for me. I love
No
you, love you.
problem.
Have a great night.
Love you too. I'll do more shows. Just call me.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Good night, boo.
Bye bye. Good night.
Again, everybody, that was Miss Chrissy, been a good friend of mine, another great mother, young mother, like I said, and just to hear what they had to say, different things, but very similar things, which lets me know it affects being a young mom, it affects them all similar, but in their own different ways. And according to how the family is set up, obviously, that I'm seeing, the cost of being able to do this and doing this by yourself. And like I said, this is why I wanted to dedicate this to moms, just to hear that, just let me know that it makes me feel good to know that moms haven't changed no matter the decade, the era, the from young mothers and of old to old mothers of new, and so on and so forth and back and forth. And I hope that it don't change. I hope that any of these moms who are raising girls instill those same values into their daughters, and they'll grow up to be great moms, and this and that and the other. Because tomorrow on the father segment, I got a lot of things to say about dads. I hold dads in a whole total different light in stature than moms. You are the strength, you are the power, you are the leader, you are the instiller, you are the power behind the force of the family and its uprising and its staying on top. And for these dads to be the dads that they are, like I'm myself, I have young dads in my life, and I get the pleasure of seeing them take care of their babies. And I'm definitely giving light to them tomorrow and on the father segment of the show tomorrow. But yeah, it's hearing this from them. Just it, I've always had my own thought and view. It just assures me that I was dead on about what I felt, and how these young women feel in this day and age, and how does it take, and what does it take to be a successful parent. And what I mean by successful, in seeing what you are doing as a parent that's affecting and doing a greater things and greater good for your children. I really, really, really thank you for being great moms. And like I said earlier, I had a special gift for everybody and a special guest. I talked to a person today that wanted to come as a special guest, and she's a celebrity mom. She's an author, a known author that has written books. I mentioned her earlier in our afternoon show. Miss author Jamie Dawsey will be joining us tonight to tell us what it's like being a mother from a older mother's point of view who has multi children, and then breaking into success and trying to get your successes out. What is that road being like for mothers in her category, and live life similar to Miss Darcy's life? I'm going to get her on the phone and talk to her. This is so fun for me. I've always wanted to have actual celebrity on the show, and to know that she'll take time out to do this for me, I'm more than grateful. Speaking of Miss Dawsey, like I said earlier in the previous show this morning, her books are Double Back 2, and No Apologies. I have Double Back and Double Back 2, wonderful books. Go get them, read them. She's an awesome writer. Is this my queen of awesomeness?
Yes, it is.
Well, hello, Miss Jamie. How are you?
I am well. I am well.
Well, hello. Say hello to all the Facebook family and friends and Google Plus and all my members that may be watching.
Hey, everyone on social media. This is Arthur Lady. What's going on with y'all today?
Thank you so much, everybody. This is Miss Author Jamie Darcy. Like I mentioned you, like I talked to you earlier, and I mentioned you in an earlier show, my afternoon show this morning, and I was telling everybody about your books, Double Back and Double Back Two, and now the new release, No Apologies, the third final chapter of the Double Back series. What's this been like for you? What has this journey been like for you? Um, Finally being able to get your books out to the public for people to read. Like I showed them, like I was telling the people that were watching earlier, I am a true fan and true friend, and I've always been more than happy to support material that I love and that I'm into in the author, no matter what your skill is and talent. And I was really, really like praising you this morning. So now I give you a chance to tell us from the Queen of Awesomeness herself, what has this journey been like?
This journey has been awesome. I don't have any complaints about it because this is exactly what I wanted to do.
Oh,
Most of this book, when I first started it, I actually wrote it back in 2008, I believe.
oh wow.
And yeah, and just that whole part of fear kind of kicked in because I wasn't sure would it do good, would people accept me? There's a million and millions of other books on the market.
Right.
Who's gonna read my little old book? But then I thought about options. People love options.
Yeah.
That's why we got the different options of, clothes, toothpaste, soap, and all of that.
Right.
So I gave people another option. Those who are looking for another fresh face, some fresh furs, all of that. So
Right.
I literally eat, breathe, and sleep what I do. I wouldn't change anything about it.
I can relate to that. I eat, sleep, drink, and poop what I do. It's my main objective. It's what I do every day. It's what I wake up to. I constantly think about it. I try to pull myself away, to try to give yourself a break away. So to give your brain a chance to allow new ideas and new things to soak in. But you just can't. You just can't when it's just the world to you and the life for you and you finally getting a chance to do it. My question was because like I said earlier, if you got a chance to get on the group and read the post, my segment for Status Stalker today, I didn't want to go and read the statuses that I stalked. I wanted to actually have the people on the show. And my show today is dedicated to mothers. And like I was telling everybody, breaking into
Okay.
the author celeb and being a celebrity mom and having children and being from a older mother's point of view, because I talk to a lot of young mothers and I got their opinions on what it's like to have children in this day and age being a young mother. And some of them, of if not all of them, well, just two of them that I spoke to are single moms, and some of them have more children than the other and they're doing it by themselves and they were doing great jobs. I know them personally, so I had them on the show, and I wanted to get that same reference from a mother who's an older mother and from a different generation. And in this day and age, what would you say it's like being a mom in this day and age and having children that are older like your children?
In this day and age, being a mother for me is extremely harder than it was 20,
2 years ago. Um, and the reason why I say this is because it's not even about being a single mother. It's just that that old saying that we all heard time and time and time again. It takes a village to raise a child.
I agree.
We are no longer taking care of each other.
I agree.
It was a time when I was coming up where, you know, the lady 2 houses down from you couldn't see herself and her children. Miss Jenkins, when she was cooking her dinner, he sent the pot down the street
Sure did. I'm
for
from that
her for
same
that lady
area.
to
You
eat.
are right, Miss Jamie. I am from that same
You
area.
know, when parents were taking their kids to school, they saw kids walking to school. They took them up because everybody was going the same place, coming back home to the same block.
That's right.
And we just don't have that, and I miss that so much
I do
when it
too.
comes to
I do
when it
too.
really comes to raising these children. As a parent, I can't be everywhere,
Right.
but when you have the support of other parents, and I'm not saying it's not out there because it is. It's just not
It's
like
more
it was.
utilized, and it's not
Yeah,
more. It's not many as it was back in the day and back in our
yeah,
time. And I agree. And the one thing else I missed, not only if you couldn't feed your children and your family that day and Miss Jenkins cooked, not only did she bring you food down, or it was people in the neighborhood like that, there were also people in the neighborhood that knew you, that cared enough about you to not allow your kids to make a mockery of you out in public either, by doing stuff
oh
and
yeah,
just letting your
oh
kids just
yeah,
do stuff. They told your tale anew,
yeah,
where you know the
yeah,
expression, and
yeah,
came and told
yeah.
your
We
mama
do.
why they whooped you, and then your mama whooped you while they was standing there talking to your mama, telling her
Yeah,
what you did. I remember
yeah,
those times.
and
I remember
yeah,
those
me
times. I
too.
remember when
I mean, because I
the
remember.
teachers, the people in the neighborhood, and look how we grew up. Look what we turned out to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Look how
And
we turned out.
we had our issues, but at the same time, we got through them a lot easier than these kids are getting through it now. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand that,
Yeah, like
children
yeah,
have peer pressure. I understand that this new age world that we're in, got these kids in such a uproar about trying to be the next this, the best this, and da 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 da. That so many children have lost focus on the foundation that was set for them, which is home.
I agree. Don't lose your thought. Let me interject something. And not only the whole deal with teaching them to be the best this, and they got to be the best that. It's okay to teach them to be the best this and the best that, but what the best of you are teaching them to be.
Right, right,
It's
right,
okay if you were teaching them to be the best doctor, the best lawyer, the best entrepreneur, the best leader. That's fine. Not you teaching them to be the
right,
best corrupter, the best drug dealer, the best. I mean, you know what I mean. It's okay to teach the children to be the best, but what are you teaching them to be the best of?
right,
You
right,
know, that's where that's for me, that's where the problem is in a lot of the situations with the young people in this day and age is, and with raising these children that they are bringing to the world, is I think that's the one of the main problems, if not the main problem, is no one is taking the time out to stand up to be leaders and of something great. It's like, it's easy for me to be a nothing, so I'll just be a nothing. It doesn't require much. I don't have to work hard at that. I can just be a nothing. To be,
that's right. Well,
yeah, to be
it takes hard
something,
work to be something. Shoot.
and that's what I mean. What happened, and where did they go? If they went somewhere, what happened to the people that taught you and made you feel good about? Okay, like for instance, I had just my mother and my grandmother that raised
Mm-hmm.
me, that took a hand in raising me. This is why I'm giving light to mothers right now on my show tonight. all I had was my mother and my grandmother to raise me. And not only that, growing up and you go out into the world and you meet friends and you meet their parents, I had other mothers to also instill some, great things in me, and I've been disciplined by other people's moms, and I've got my tail torn up by other people's moms, and my mama knew about it, and so on and so forth. What happened to those people that did that instilled those good things into your kids and took the time out to raise tell your kids something that benefited them?
Right. I've always thought the same thing. I always refer to them as the Miss Dickens, you know. I'm always wondering, like, where are they? I don't see them any. I don't see Big Mama and the Miss Dickens anymore. I don't see them standing on the porch when they're looking out their kids, they're looking out the door. You know,
I miss the big
I
mamas of the
miss,
world.
I, I
I
miss,
do.
I miss, see that thing and our parents can go to work knowing that they children was in good things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on work, you don't know what your children is getting into. Who is at your house? You don't know anything in that
Until
house.
either somebody calling you and telling you that they in jail, or somebody then walked to your door and told you something you hoped you'd never have somebody walk to your
Yeah,
door and tell you.
right. And by that time, it's too late.
Yeah, well and too late. Well and too late.
So, I do understand, as I got older, I do realize that life, just life in general, takes a toll on people.
Yeah.
And when, they have their children that they're trying to instill all that good stuff in,
Mm-hmm.
now they got grandchildren
Mm-hmm.
that's growing up in this new world that they trying to keep a solid foot on like they did their kids. And I mean, when you got house full and you trying to maintain, sometimes you just ain't got no more phone
Right.
for the next door neighbor kids or the people across the street kids. You wish them well and everything, but when that life takes over, you just ain't got no more bills to nobody else because you're trying to maintain your own household.
That's right.
Like you don't get off drugs,
And that's right.
alcohol, alcohol, all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I do understand that people still care, but because life has taken over,
Mm-hmm.
in different aspects, it could be anybody could have lost a job, a child could have got on them drugs early, whatever the issue is, that's where your attention is.
Exactly. And
And
it's
a lot of children fall by the wayside that way.
uh-huh. For
You
me,
know, it's,
for me, and I didn't mean to cut you off. For me, knowing a lot of the mothers that I get a chance to talk to and really knowing them personally and stuff like that, and like a couple of the moms I had on the show, and now having you as the my celebrity guest voice on the show. Like, again, I know you're very busy. Thank you so much for doing this to me, and
no
and doing this for me, I should say. And looking at the time, it is getting pretty late. I did start the show kind of early, late, I should say. And getting to know you all and knowing you personally, and then knowing your children, and and still having the time. I mean, you having older children, and then you still have small children, but they're not as small as they were, but you still have small children. And of course, the success of getting your books out now, the third book, and then the other books, like I said, that's from you and your other book friends under the Black Life book management and stuff like that. And does any at any point in time It's what I should have asked the other mothers, and but I get the chance to ask you if I get to ask a mother. Being a career mom and doing what you're doing and being so busy, does that ever take away from being a mom and your duties, or have you ha, having to slack as a mom, or vice versa? Does being a mom take away from you soaring towards your dream and pushing towards your dream?
It doesn't take away from being a mother. Yes, I am extremely busy, and I'm going to keep people from my, dreams and goals, all of that.
Of course.
With my old children, my older children saw the beginning process, the actual writing and notebooks and stuff, trying to make it.
Oh,
At the
uh-huh.
same time, I was still making lunches and walking them to school and helping
I
them
myself remember that.
like
And
that.
she's not. I remember that I used to go to visit, and she'll be sitting at that laptop writing this book. And before I knew any sentence of the book, I would see
Right.
little parts and this and that. And one day I just asked, "What did you?" She said, "Oh, I'm writing a book." And I think at this time it was Double Back,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
first book.
Yeah.
And before I knew anything, I get on Facebook and I see this cover with this lady on there with this title Double Back, and it says Jamie Dawsey at the bottom. I about needed new underwear. I was so happy and so overthrown by that. So I felt like I hit the lottery. Like, people don't understand, when you know someone and you see the drive they had and what they did and all they did to put into making this a reality for themselves, and being, like I said in my earlier show, someone who's African American and an entrepreneur and an artist of some sort, and finally got their material out to the world. When, in my opinion, and I'll say this till I die, when one black person make it out of your hood, we all made it out of the
Oh
hood.
yeah. Yes. Definitely.
We all made it. And the reason why I say we all made it, because that opened the door for me to make it too. You lived
Yes.
right where I was, in the same neighborhood, going through the same issues. May had a better way out of it or dealt with them different, but you went through them. If you can make it out of the hood, so can I. It's like I don't understand why people don't apply that same aspect to their own lives when they see a friend of theirs or someone they know, or just someone period of your own stature or of your background, of your ethnicity, or share your race, or whatever they share a part in or have, that you see them doing, that gave a reference to you in your life or made you see a area in your life. Why wouldn't you take that as assurance for you that you can make it too? I never understood haters. I just appreciate them doing their job well. But I don't get that. If that don't show you assurance to yourself that you can make it, what else do you need to see? They're from your hood. They were poor and they're black just like you. And look where they are
Right.
now. What
Right.
can you do? I mean, you are a living witness of this for me. I'm talking to someone who's from where I'm from. I've got the pleasure of knowing them, meet and met all of the children and love all of her kids, and saw her typing letters and sentences to a book I now own a copy of, and not only one copy of, the second segment too. And can I wait to read No Apologies? Had the pleasures of reading both of these. I mean, it says a lot. It says a lot. And for me, I'm very proud of you, and I'm more than honored to have known you and to know you and been able to read and be very, very, very attached to your material and have the pleasure of being exposed to the world of Jamie. I was in love with 50 Shades of Grey until I met Jamie Dawsey. I'm gonna tell y'all Facebook, if you have not read him, get him. If you want to hear some sexy stuff and some rank stuff and some vulgar stuff, it's going you see her picture. She's beautiful, she's so bright, and you just think she's just this saint, and she's just the epitome of the Lord's just rebirth until you read her books. Until you read her books. She is Satan incarnate, y'all. The stuff that, and this is a female. Like you know, females think like us when it comes down to sexy stuff, but they have their own little dainty way of saying it. No, not Jamie. She has no filter. There is not a filter. There is no filter. She giving you the full blasts. Don't puff off of that cigarette with your whore. You gonna collapse your lungs. I'm gonna need you to read with caution. It is oral. Jamie, your books are oral sex for the mind. Just they oral sex for the brain. It's just reader sex. It's just I enjoyed. I mean, you on the show, ain't you? I I enjoy it. Facebook family and friends, and they are enjoyable books. And I mean, they're not just all vulgar. They have great stories, lines, and you really get involved with the characters. I was telling people on my early show this morning, on my 12 o'clock afternoon show, that you really get involved with the characters. You can relate to them. It's written in plain text. You understand the language. It's not it's not all this metaphorically speaking, and she opened her dress as the window pane made a rattle from the wind blowing so hard as if it was a banshee in the middle of I mean, I can relate to those type of books. I mean, they're fun but when you just want to read something that's down to earth, down home, I mean, and then from it couldn't be like that, Jamie. You based the book on the south side of Chicago. The characters from the man name is Goldie, girl. His name is Goldie. So you can't have a character in your book named Goldie, and your book is saying Goldie took down her dress and unraveled her as if she was a ripe banana in the middle of spring. No, I don't want to know no about no ripe banana in the middle of spring. Did he beat that shit up or what? That's what I want to read. And that's exactly what it says. Like it's just that it's raw, raw, y'all. It's raw, and I love it. I love it. Miss Jamie, I know you are a busy lady. Thank you for giving us the insight on what it's like to be a mom and breaking into your world and finally getting your material out for everybody to read. Again, y'all, her books are Double Back 2, No Apologies, and Pussy Talks, to say the least. So just to let y'all know, that's the name of the title of one of the books. So I don't have to tell y'all what y'all gonna read. Just know by the title. Please pick them up. You can find them on all e-readers and formats, and they're also in paperback. And do you have any in hardcover just as yet? They also are in hardcover. So take them out, read them, get by yourself, get you something bubbly, sit back, warm up, snuggle by somebody that's freaky because it's gonna make you want to tap something after you read. I'm just gonna let y'all know. So make sure you are with someone that you want to tap, tap, rabbit, tap, tap, and enjoy the fun and sexy and very talented world of Jamie Dawsey. Thanks again, Miss Dawsey. I hope you and bid you the greatest well in this journey. Thank you for making me a part of this journey. I am still one of her greatest supporters and one of her promoters as well. I'm promoting her through my you're welcome, babe. Anytime. I'm willing to promote anybody who's great and help anybody who's trying to get their start. I'm always a congratulator and participator. I have no reason to hate. And thank you for helping me as well and participating and supporting me as well. You can find her promo on my website, www.warlockrecords.com. Warlock spelled WORLOKK. Again, www.warlockrecords.com. Hit the button, join the site. It's absolutely free. Click the tab that says night novels, book promotions, and it will give you a little insight about our lovely Miss Author Jamie Dawsey. Good night, Miss Jamie. You have a wonderful night, and keep me posted on all the new stuff that's coming out. I get on the group pages and give a little scam of what's going on, what you got going on. But I would love to get some more insight on all that you got coming up. And like I said, I bid you a
You got first dibs on everything got coming out and all of that good stuff. So
well,
I
thank
appreciate
you. I bid you a
having me
very
on your
blessed
show.
journey. Thank you so much. And I'm
Thank
ready to
you.
read. No apologies. I can't wait to read it. Good night, love. And again, God bless.
Good night.
Good night. I love her, Facebook family and friends. A very beautiful person, inside and out, and very talented. Like I said, give her books a read. You will not regret it. I can say hands down, not just because I know her personally and and have and just want to stunt and all of that. No, she's very talented. Her books are very, very easy to understand and very, very easy to get involved in the characters and wrap yourself in and relate to. And some of the things you can apply to your own relationships, because some of the stuff that's going on in there, we all have been through. I mean, really, we all have been through. Well, that's a wrap for tonight, you all. It's getting late, and thank you all for being patient while I got this segment started. I did start a little late and trying to get, all the mothers riled up to let them know to be ready to be called and let us know what's going on. And give us some insight on what it is to be a mother in this day and age. And like I said, love your mother. I love my mother. We love mothers. And to all you mothers, keep doing your jobs great, doing a well job. And always know your babies love you no matter how old and no matter how old you are. You always gonna be the best of all worlds. We love you, mommy. Until next time, you all, love and blessings. I am Father Lokk, and good night. Oh, before I say bye, this other little image you seeing in here. I'm not in the recording studio by myself. I do have Mr. Gutter Cash in here with me. He didn't want to be a part of the show. He liked to be in the sidelines. He liked to be in the cut. I'll just stand in the background. If you want me to say something, just I'm back here. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know. I see that. There he is. We talked to him on last night's show. I guess he wanted to come and be a part of tonight's show to show himself. Well, it's good we see him from the neck down. We don't see a face. And there you go. What's up, Gutter? But again, you all, good night. Love to you, from our family to yours, all our family. God bless us all. Hey, y'all found out what the Powerball winning was. I ain't saw the show yet. I ain't see the drawings yet. Hope everybody who played, hope you had fun playing, and I hope whoever win, take care of your family, shed some light to the world. Make sure you compensate Father God for blessing you so greatly. And I hope that you have a wonderful life from the rest of your life from now on out. Good night, everybody. Until the next episode, love and blessings, like I said. And this is your boy, Father Lock, and we are out.